Good morning, y'all. It's currently 9 a.m. Oh, I should say, good morning and welcome back to my vlogs. My name is Taylor. I'm the founder and creator of NYGC by Taylor. And well, I'm back at school, as you can see by the location change. And I took a week off vlogging so that I could spend some time with my boyfriend, get back adjusted at school, yada yada yada. And I wish I could come back today feeling rejuvenated, but alas, I've seemed to gluten myself, and I don't know how clear I've made this in the other vlogs, but I started having gluten reactions to gluten noticing them back in early July of last year. So I cut it out my diet pretty immediately, and unfortunately it's actually really hard to cut gluten out your diet because it's in everything. And so when I do have even the tiniest bit of gluten, like I'm thinking, me and my boyfriend cooked last night and I had gluten-free bread and he had regular bread, and his bread was like layers of napkins on top of mine, but alas, there's a good chance that I ingested a crumb of his non-gluten bread, and that is the source of my absolute discomfort. So, not coming back here looking the best, nor feeling the best, but I've committed to starting back vlogging. So, today is MLK Day. Happy MLK Day. And I was supposed to work this morning, but thankfully one of my friends is covering my shift. I have a bunch of social media work to do because I did nothing this weekend because, well, one, me and my boyfriend went up to Cleveland and stuff like that, but two, I like keep getting gluten for some reason. I'm not exactly sure. Well, okay, some of the things I do know, like what the source was. And it also could just be that from the time I gluten myself earlier this week, that every morning I'm waking up feeling that same reaction, because it takes a while usually for my reactions to stop. But this one feels stronger than the other ones. So, not too sure about that. But we will get through it, and thankfully I don't have any other major reasons to leave my room today, although I might have work later tonight. Not absolutely sure. Anywho, I will start back having my meetings for my research tomorrow, and I have not done anything. Well, I've thought about a lot of things, but I've only written about a sentence. So at some point today, I need to stop and write out my ideas for my last main chapter and send those to my advisors. Send the pages to my advisors. I already said I need to do social media posting. I need to fill out my planner today. And I only just started back crocheting yesterday. I took a full hard stop crochet break. So my cute little bag. I am currently, or I was working on the skirt a bit. I ended up unraveling a little bit of it because I decided I wanted to do the increases a different way, but I think I'm liking the way I'm going now, and I need to untangle this yarn. So that will be what I'm doing now. After I finish, or when I get tired of doing this, I might switch to either social media or the black purse. We'll see. But anyways, glad to be back, you guys. I hope that I'll feel better later today, and I hope that you guys are doing well. Hello, you guys. It's currently 11:56, and as you can see, I definitely look better than I did this morning. However, I would say I feel about 5% better. Really hating gluten. Anywho, today ended up being pretty productive. I finished up one complete ball of yarn and I tried on the skirt and it's looking good so far. So we'll see. Not gonna unravel that. And then I was just working on the small black and yeah. Did not make nearly as much progress today as I would have hoped, but my focus was getting better. We'll see how this week looks like vlogging wise, just because I'm back at school. I only have class Tuesday and Thursday, but the schedule is kind of weird with the class times, and my work schedule is also a little bit weird. So I'm gonna have to be really intentional about remembering to vlog, but hopefully my wonderful boyfriend will continue to set things up just like this and make my vlogging life easier. Anywho, that's probably it for tonight. Good night, you guys, and see you in the morning. Good afternoon. Good evening, you guys. It's currently like 8:40, and today has been the longest day in the world. Today, Tuesday, Thursdays are my class days, and I wasn't ready. Not only did I have class today, but Tuesdays I also have my research meetings. So it's a long freaking day, and I haven't crocheted one bit. So the plan is to finish this up and maybe work on the skirt. We'll see. Hello, you guys. It's currently 7:43. I just got back from work and I'm currently prepping my hair to be washed. Even though today was my day off from class, I was like settling back into my 2 jobs on campus, and I had a meeting with my mom about my social media work. Plus I had to do some errands, so I haven't really crocheted a whole bunch today. Also, my article went live today, the first one that I'm doing with, I think this one's with Shout Out ATO, but I'm not posting them out till Friday, so was preoccupied today with quite a few things. While I'm letting my mask sit in my hair, I think I'm gonna work on this a little bit. I still need to edit the YouTube video that I was intending to post today, but we'll be posting tomorrow. And yeah, tomorrow's not too crazy work wise. I mean, realistically I should be doing a lot of work, but I think I'm gonna try. I mean, I'm washing my hair and I'm cooking dinner and I need to edit that YouTube video, so we'll see. This vlog has been very much so like mundane. I don't know. I think I'm on track still to finishing things up, but I don't know if anything will be done by the end of this vlog because I'll be ending it Thursday, tomorrow. So I guess we'll see. I think I'm gonna work on this small black bag tonight, and also maybe the pink crop tied up cardigan, because if anything can be finished or like showable to you guys by the end of Thursday night, I think it would be that. So we'll see. Good morning, you guys. It's currently like 10:45 a.m. the next morning. As you can see, my hair is nice and clean now, and I am a bad vlogger. Will you guys accept the excuse that it's my time of the month and I'm tired? Just think about that. Anywho, I woke up this morning because I wanted to get a little bit more of this done before I started like my schoolwork and my work. I also made the executive decision that for at least until I can get my schedule a little bit more together, I think I'm just gonna do 1 vlog a week. Not necessarily because I couldn't post 2 vlogs a week, but because I just don't know, like this vlog so far hasn't been very interesting. I haven't showed any completed items or like, you know, like stuff like that. So I'm thinking until I can like, you know, get my life together a bit more, i.e. get my research a little bit more done and just get adjusted to my schedule, I'll just do 1 pretty long vlog a week. I hope that's okay with you guys. Anywho, my time to crochet is up for the morning. I need to start getting ready for the day. My first class is at 1 and I need to do a little bit of social media posting. So, see you guys later tonight. And maybe I'll do an outfit, an OOTD before I go. Hold me to it. Let's see. I'm back with a promised OOTD. Okay, so I'm wearing a white cropped turtleneck and these like mom-ish jeans from Forever 21. Both of these are from Forever 21. If I'm ever wearing something fast fashion, I probably got it on sale. I'm also wearing these high top platform Vans that my dad got me a really long time ago that I never really wore until this year randomly. And then I'm wearing my cropped NYGC cardigan. I go through waves with this cardigan. Some months it's like my favorite cardigan and it's so easy to style, and then other months I just have difficulty. This is a good styling month, I suppose. And yeah, and I just did my hair in this front piece out high ponytail sort of situation. Day one hair is always still wet for me, so this should help with the drying. And yeah, I have a fair amount of work to get done, and I guess I'll see you guys later tonight. I wish I could crochet all day. So if you've been following along the journey, I've been quiet for, I don't know, on you guys' end it probably doesn't look like I was that quiet, but there might have been a lull between videos. And so just to give a brief synopsis, I'm currently in my last semester of my senior year of college. I go to school in Ohio, and at my school we have this big research project, which I already knew about and I have been working on. At the same time, I've had my business for the past 2 years, and as I will be graduating in like 4 months in May, I really want to make strides towards feeling more settled into my business, because I would like to eventually make this my full-time job. It might take a little bit, I completely understand that, but I just wanted to have a little bit more under my wings, or at least have my website open before I graduate. And so that's what I've been working on. I initially started my vlog journey just sort of working on this current collection that I'm working on. Well, things have definitely elevated a little bit because I did go viral. Yeah, let's call it viral back earlier this month in January, which is definitely, there's not a lot of external pressure in terms of like I need to like get things done so that my website can reopen so people can order, but there's a lot of internal pressure that I'm putting on myself, just because since my website has been closed for a while, there were already things that I wanted to work on just to make it more sustainable for like the next few months. But additionally, now that there is even more potential for me to get more orders than I'm used to, I'm really trying to create a system that will be able to allow me to take on as many orders as I can possibly take on, but also a system that will make it easier for the customer to be notified when they can order next, if I can't, like if they have to get put on a wait list or something, for instance. So those are like the logistic things. But then of course I need to finish this collection that's been like growing and shrinking as every day goes by, and I think I've come to a general idea of what I want the collection to look like, but I'll give myself at least another week to sit with my thoughts. And yeah, so that's been where my business brain has been, and so I would say I'm pretty comfortable in my business brain. My school brain, on the other hand, has been having some difficulty turning back on after like winter break and stuff, especially now that I am very confident in the fact that I want to be working on my business. It's hard to go through my the classes aren't really the big thing. It's really my research project that's giving me issues, because the wonderful thing about my particular research topic, which I should stop and just say that I chose my research topic, this wasn't like given to me or anything, but I'm too far along to like make any drastic changes. That being said, the good thing about my particular research project is because it does have to do with like racial identity and sort of like bodily awareness and stuff like that, there's a lot of room for me to tell my own story in writing it, which has its positives and negatives in the sense that like it requires me to be very vulnerable about certain things. But on general, you know, it's a pretty positive topic in terms of where I'm at, not really wanting to be doing stuff in my major, but also still seeing value in my topic. The reverse of that is, however, that with my sort of research process, I have to meet with my advisors. I have 2 advisors because I'm a double major. I'm a philosophy and French double major, so I have a philosophy advisor and a French advisor for my research project. And I have to meet with them every week, and the expectation is that I have new writing for them every week. And it's not necessarily that I don't have new writing every week, it's that I don't have new writing that I want to show them, if that makes sense. And I guess like you could be like, well, Taylor, just send whatever you have. My brain just doesn't work like that. Like I'm like a all or nothing type of girl. Like I will never be I shouldn't say never because people can change. It's very difficult, even with my business, to become the type of social media person who is showing a lot of the behind the scenes, like posting pics of like me unraveling the yarn and talking about like it. Just after a certain point my brain is like, okay, like you're either gonna do it or you're not. Like I don't want to see a whole I like to see all the steps, but I like to see it in one cute collective video, like the ones I do on TikTok, not like piece by piece, because I know that for the consumer, for the follower and stuff like that, it can be, for myself at least, it can be and I can feel antsy when I do that. And I feel the same way with showing my advisors my pages before I feel like I've come to like a good stopping point, because the one thing I think that I've learned about myself and that they've learned about me as a student is I'm very much, my ideas are concrete. What I want to do is up here, but my ability to express it kind of takes going up a few steps. And so if someone were to cut into my research process when I'm here, even though I'm saying my concrete ideas up here, it might not only get misconstrued what my concrete idea actually is, but I might get really frustrated and disappointed, defeated, embarrassed, because I feel like I'm not able to communicate that, and I sort of have to work through that myself because I know that I'm not always communicating stuff the best. All of that kind of sounds like I should be talking to them, but I say all that to say that it's been more of an adjustment than I thought. I feel like I say that every semester. It's been more of an adjustment than I thought getting back to school, and it truly has. Like it even right now I'm thinking about the fact that I haven't turned in any pages, and my meeting is tomorrow. And it's not that I don't have any pages to turn in, it's that, like I said, I want to turn in something that feels more completed, I guess. The main thing that I've been working on is this small NYGC handbag. I finished the front panel and I'm almost done with the back panel. That's actually what I just sat down to work on. I also yesterday or the day before finished making like the sleeve. I just have to make the ties and lace it all together for the crop tied up cardigan. There's still a few things I want to do with this cardigan even after I finish up the sleeve, so this is not totally done. And then The other thing that I've been working on is this skirt, which is starting to look more and more like a skirt every single day. Loving that. And yeah, I've been working on like the corset from time to time, but to be honest, the skirt has been taking up quite a bit of time because I've been unraveling it, starting it again, unraveling it, yada yada bunch. And I also just have had to spend a lot of time doing schoolwork and my research stuff and stuff like that. Let's talk about how I'm gonna go about getting more of the things I want accomplished in a day. Let's talk about it. Because you all know I have my planner. This is my lovely planner. And I even have, let's see if I can find it. I'll just go to a random week. Yeah, like I have, yeah, an hourly schedule breakdown of like the things that I'd like to do. I have sections for like, do I have anything crazy on here? No, I don't. I have sections for like my top things I want to do, which usually is like schoolwork or research type stuff, or like personal stuff like wash my hair. Then I have this section, which is the work that I do for my mom, for her business, and for her personally. I also have my section for my business, which honestly has been the section that I want to flush out the most, because sometimes when I write something like finish back panel, it's like that I'll be writing finish back panel for the next 3 days. So maybe we need to break down that goal. Let's maybe say 20 rows on back, something more specific, because when I write finish back panel and I'm continuously writing finish back panel for the next 3-4 days, it gets a little sad. It does. It really does. And I think I also could be using this time situation more, because yeah, I use it a bit when I have like my work schedule I'll put in, or if I have meetings or whatever, but I don't really do it for like planning out my day, and I think I could definitely do better about that. We will try to do better about implementing this to hopefully get my mind back on track, because as y'all can hear, I have a lot to do. There's a lot going on. I know it won't be like this forever, but I need to be, let's talk about it. I need to be, one, if I'm gonna say I'm a planner girl, a girl who likes to be organized, girl, let's do it. You have it. You have all the tools necessary to organize everything in here. So I'm gonna start putting this into here. And two, I think, let's chat. I think that with my research paper, I think that I just need to be one, upfront with myself, and I felt like I've been very upfront with my advisors, but maybe I need to be even more upfront with my advisors, because we're kind of getting to the point where, yeah, they still need to edit my work. I still have stuff that I need to, like, fresh pages that have never been seen by anyone. But I also have a goal for when I'd like to be turning in this work, and so I think I need to work more towards achieving that goal for myself, and not necessarily getting blindsided or stressed out when Monday night comes and I know that Tuesday is the next day and I don't feel like I either A, have enough to show them, or B, yeah, just feel ready to show them something. I think I just need to be a better communicator and say, hey, to be honest, I have been working, but I don't feel comfortable showing you guys what I've been working on. I would be happy to like talk through this, and that's just that. Like, let's find our peace where we could find our peace. And just like that, my night has been opened. Wow. Because yeah, I was going to be stressing myself out tonight, trying to get as much done as humanly possible, while also finishing this, while also I am getting a new social media client for my mom, and I need to make some content for them. And I'm also cooking dinner tonight, so chaos. Chaos. Anyways, I've definitely missed talking to the camera. We'll see how I do this week executing my goal. Let's say the goal out loud. My goal is to write down my thoughts in my planner and just try my best to get done what I can get done. Easily put, write down my goals in my planner, organize my thoughts in my planner, and try to get done what I can get done. It's as simple as that. Hello, you guys. It's currently 12:02, Wednesday, January 25th, but let's just call it still Tuesday. Oh, and I should say 12:02 a.m. Yeah. Today, well, I had to start with a story. So, if you remember, the last clip I mentioned, or maybe a few clips before, at some point yesterday, I mentioned that I wanted to finish the black panel, which I did, and I also was going to be cooking that night. Well, I go to start cooking, and I realized that the meat had spoiled, and we'd literally bought it that day, so I thought it was weird, but I was like, whatever, I'm not going to cook with it, obviously. And I ended up just making some leftovers that I thought were perfectly fine because I made them maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and it was gonna be like our last time eating it. Well, me and my boyfriend collectively decided after like taking a few bites, or not really, we had kind of actually finished our full meal. We had like a third left essentially. And we were like, I don't really want more of this. Another thing I had that day was a coffee that night because my head was hurting so bad, and I put like regular milk in my coffee. Typically I have almond milk. So there are 3 like meat/poultry items that I ingested. Not 3 that I ingested. There are 3 culprits, let's say, of spoiling. We have the initial meat, which was actually hamburger patties for a meal that I did not end up cooking and I just threw away. We have milk that appeared to be fine, but when I think back to it, did have an interesting taste that both me and my boyfriend drunk some of, because I think he actually had cereal and I had coffee. And then we have the taco meat chicken that was definitely like 4 days old, but shouldn't have been spoiled. Needless to say, I ended up getting semi-food poison last night, and that ended up going into today. And I was blaming it on the chicken, and it wasn't until later this evening, like Tuesday evening, that I was making myself another coffee because I had another bad headache, and I smelled the milk and I was like, I think this might be our culprit. So I had a pretty easy morning. I made myself go to class, and my caveat for doing that was that I would take it easy this morning. I have actually gotten a fair amount done. I'm pretty much caught up on my outer client social media work. I still need to do 1-2 things, which I can easily do in the morning. I went to both my classes, got some work done there. I did end up waking up semi-early this morning because I woke up at 7 to do some of my research. And yeah, then when I came back from class, I actually did do a little bit of needle pointing. I decided that I am going to just work on whatever I want to work on, because essentially I've been really going back and forth about when I want to launch, not necessarily just because I do still have things to finish, but 2, I just need it to make sense for my life and for my business and for my education and stuff like that. And so we're already currently looking at mid-February. By the time we get to mid-February, you might as well do an early March situation. So TBD on that date. I am supposed to be meeting with someone in my career center. There's like also like entrepreneurship help and stuff there, to just like have another voice outside my family and my boyfriend to like bounce some ideas off of. Because yeah, the other thing that's changing a lot, I think I mentioned yesterday, is what I want the collection to look like. I'm still not 100% ready to talk about it, but it is starting to become more apparent like what I want. And like everything that I have going so far is good, but I might be changing some of the designs that I haven't quite started. So yeah, those are my thoughts for the moment. I think, I don't know how much longer I'll be awake. I've been working for maybe like an hour and 40 minutes, something like that. I do think while I still have a little bit of energy, I want to work on the corset a tiny bit. I really need to make some progress on this because the future of my collection depends on it essentially, and I also need to make sure that I have like time to test it out, see what the washing situation will look like and stuff. But as you can see, it's pretty it's pretty sturdy, and it has like the tiniest little bit of stretch, but it's not too much. This one is pretty cropped. I'm still deciding like what length sort of situation I'm thinking or leaning towards for this, but yeah, this is my current progress on it. I'm working on a decreased panel currently, so maybe in the next few days we'll see this more fully worked on. I don't know. That's probably all all I have to say for today. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which are my days off technically. I do not have a few more like work shifts like for my on-campus jobs, so it'll probably be very social media, work, and crochet heavy. We'll be splitting our time 3 ways. So see y'all then, and good night. The phrase "any hoodly doodly" is just permanently stuck in my brain. Like all day I'll just be going through normal life and I'll just think any hoodly doodly. Hoodly doodle. Hi guys, it's currently Wednesday, January 25th at 7:53 p.m. Today was a Wednesday, which means I didn't have class today. However, I have work. Like today is my like heavy work day for both my on-campus jobs, and I do weekly meetings with my mom on these days, and I had social media content to like prep that is further in advance than I typically prep my content. So I have not crocheted at all today. If you notice, I think I'm trying to decide if Sundays or Wednesdays are going to be my hair wash day. I know if you're not Black, like the concept of like the ritual that is a hair wash day might be a bit foreign. For me, my wash days are kind of like if I'm being honest, probably the only form of consistent self-care that I do for myself. There have been many a times where I have not taken the best care of myself, but my hair, I have worked too hard to grow my hair, so you best believe once a week, sometimes twice a week if I'm really just not doing that. Not twice a week, every 2 weeks if I'm really not doing that great and or my hair is doing fine. I'm going to wash my hair, and I'm usually going to pull out all the stops. I'm usually gonna do all the things. Like every time I wash my hair, I do a mask. I am a conditioner heavy hair girl. And yeah, I've been natural since, I want to say the 6th grade, so about like 10 years. My mom texted me. I want to say about 10 years. That's literally insane. And since being natural, I'm the one who took care of my hair. I was natural before my mom, and to my mom's credit, she was really good at straightening my hair, but when it came to my natural curls, just couldn't navigate it as well, which is completely understandable. So I was the one who had to learn the natural hair do's and don'ts and sort of guide us through the process. And I really love my hair. The other thing that's been stuck in my head is the NDRE song, I'm Not My Hair. Literally all of 6th grade, when I was going natural, I listened to that song on repeat to put myself to sleep. I don't know what it tells you about me, but it must say something. Okay, I think my chatting is done. Tonight I will be washing my hair and I will be cooking, and I still have a little bit more social media work, so I don't know how much crochet I will be able to get done. But for now, while I let this mask sit in my hair, I think I'm going to work on this medium panel a bit. Last night, I don't think I showed it, but I worked on the corset some more, and I really want to make some more progress on the corset, so I might work on that a bit more. And yeah, I'm going to try my darndest to at least update the vlog one more time tonight. I'm sorry that all the clips have been in the evening time. I know the lighting's not the absolute best, but we're working on consistency first. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you probably after dinner. Good evening, you guys. I don't even know if you can really call it evening. It's currently 2:31 a.m. on Friday, January 27th. So I just want to pop on to end the vlog. Today, of course, is a class day. I did wake up early enough to work on this a little bit. I'm a little bit more than halfway done, so hopefully I can finish that panel in the next vlog. And just now, I've been working on the corset. It literally looks so freaking good, you guys. Like, I cannot wait to finish this because it's looking more like a corset than I even imagined, and I'm starting to see a lot more crochet corsets on my feed, and like they all look kind of like corsets, but the way people crochet them, it doesn't actually have the structure or sturdiness as like your typical corset. And so this, like, I don't know if you can tell, but like this is pretty similar to the rigidness you could get in an actual corset, and I'm just really excited about not only what this will look like, but what other sort of corset sort of looks I can make in the future. It is Friday at like 12:17 p.m. I think. I don't have classes or work or anything like that on Friday. I do sometimes have to do social media, but usually Friday is like my relaxed day. I don't put too much pressure to like get any specific amount of crochet done, anything like that. In addition to that, today I will be most likely, this lighting, going off campus for a little bit, and so I want to bring my medium NYGC handbag, but I haven't made the strap for it yet. And obviously these bags are made to be either worn crossbody / on your shoulder or held, but if you want to like really upkeep the bag, I would suggest kind of like balancing how much you hold the strap versus wear it on your shoulder versus hold it, just because obviously your hand consistently holding this is probably the most amount of friction that you'll be putting on the bag. It can withstand it. It might start getting a little bit staticky, but it really doesn't matter. But that's just like my biggest tip if you want to know how you can keep your bag in more pristine condition. So yeah, I just want to make the strap so that I have that. If you're asking why I specifically want to take this bag, besides the fact that I just really want to wear it out, it also is like the biggest bag that I have at the moment that's still a purse, and I want to bring some crochet with me. Comment down below. I'm always curious, do the people watching me, like, are you guys also small business owners? Do you craft in any way? Like, do you do art? Do you crochet? Do you knit? Or are you just here for the ride? I'm curious. Good evening, you guys. It's currently 10:50, and this weekend has been interesting. I told you guys yesterday that I didn't really know how much crocheting I was gonna get done, just because Fridays are usually more relaxation days, and I did not end up getting a lot done. I've started working on the strap a little bit for the medium NYGC handbag, but I'm really trying to make the strap as sturdy as possible and as supportive and comfortable on your shoulder as possible. So I'm testing out a different method, which is definitely taking longer, of course. And then unfortunately I ate something that was gluten-free, but it wasn't made in like a gluten-free facility or in a gluten-free way, I don't think. So I ended up still having a reaction last night plus this morning, which sucked, and also just kind of like decreased my productivity because of course I wasn't feeling good. Plus, with what energy I did have, I have homework due tonight, so I was working on that. And yeah, that leads me to literally right now. Me and my boyfriend went to the store because he needed stuff for his class, and so we ended up at Michael's, and he got me some yarn, which I'm happy to work with. He told me that the caveat for this is that I had to make something for both him and me, so I'll add that to the list of things that I need to make for my boyfriend. The list is quite long at this point. I also picked up some yarn that I ordered for this custom order that I will be working on, as well as I wanted to grab like my most popular colors just so that when I do launch I already have that on hand and I'll be able to like more quickly get working on products. I don't really feel like filming that unboxing right now because I want to make it like a whole thing and also film a TikTok, but I'll show you guys that tomorrow. I'll try to remember. Now to the real thing. So I think I'm going to start working on this while I talk about this because I just need something distracting me. So I was in the car and me and my boyfriend were talking about my prices, which is probably a conversation that comes up like once a month. And mind you, I've only had these bags now at this point almost 1 year. I made the white original medium about a year ago. I finished it at the beginning of February of 2022. And so when I initially launched that bag, I hadn't timed myself, nothing, and I just put it at $75 because, well, frankly, I didn't know any better. And you know, I was charging $75. It definitely was taking me a solid amount of time, but I just, Yeah, I was undercharging myself. So between that start of undercharging myself to going through the summer when I'd raised my prices a little bit and I'd switched it to where I believe the medium was 90 and the small was 75. And, you know, during the summer was the first time that I was actually like trying to produce a lot, get a lot out for different various orders. And I was realizing, wow, I'm putting in a lot of time, effort, and energy into this thing for me to only be receiving $75 and about let's say $8 to $10 goes towards material, maybe anywhere between 8 to 15 depending on the time that I'm buying it and slash or the size. And that's obviously ridiculous, and it only made it more ridiculous once I did actually time myself to realize that $75 is maybe a fourth of what I should be actually charging. And, you know, I obviously understand I need to raise my prices, but I think there's sort of two things that is making it difficult for me to grapple how much I actually need to be charging. One, I think, is the fact that these two kind of go hand in hand, but I think that it's difficult for me to imagine someone valuing my work enough to spend 400, 500, 600, 700, whatever amount of money on a bag for me. Like, I know that I put in my all when I'm making a bag. I get so giddy over the bags. Every time I have them out, it makes me feel more comfortable and confident. But that's me, you know what I'm saying? Like, this creation came out of my head, so of course I'm going to be excited about it. And I also see that other people are excited about it, but are they excited enough to spend $400 on me without any modifications and for like the most basic that my design will probably ever be? And I think that I don't really know how to fix that, because that's kind of a self-esteem thing more than a you guys thing. Like, at the end of the day, a customer is only going to spend however much you tell them to spend. And so if I tell the customer to spend $200, then the customer who wants the bag will spend $200. But that same customer, if I had priced it at $400, if they saw my work to be valuable enough, they wouldn't bat an eye at also spending $400. And that, while I can say that and like make it make sense saying it out loud, it just is really difficult for me, I think, coming from a very low income, raising for a pretty good amount of my life, to charge people these amounts of money that like I am still not even used to having in my own bank account. Like, that's really vulnerable to say, but it's the truth. And it's difficult. And I think something that adds to that is the fact that, you know, when I was charging $75, a little bit less than, or, you know, a few short months ago, it didn't really matter to me how much I made. Like, yeah, of course there was the cost of materials and I wanted to make a little bit of money from what I was doing, but I had other jobs supplementing my income, and I also just wasn't spending nearly as much because I didn't have that many like monthly things I had to pay myself and stuff. But now that I'm graduating and I want to be able to eventually move into this being my full-time job, it's really kind of, I'm coming to a realization that this has to make sense. Like, for me to make this my full-time job, I have to be charging per hour at least what I would make as like the most basic entry-level job, and that's not going to be $10 an hour. You know, like even Walmart pays its employees $13 an hour, and I don't think I want to work at Walmart. So, and I mean, there's also like different factors. Like, I don't think I want to charge myself $56 an hour because an electrician's probably not spending 23 hours. Well, maybe. I don't know. Like, I just don't know. Like, it's very helpful for me to have these money conversations because every single time I come to a new realization where I'm like, oh, I guess if you do break that down, that does equal that. But, anyways, the second reason why I think I'm having such a difficult time grappling with all this is because I think that more money is more expectation. And I think that I'm just really concerned that people are going to receive the bag and not feel like it was worth it, you know? I think that I am trying to do the best that I can on the production end to make the bag as worth it by, of course, using the tightest stitch possible and using the best quality yarn that I could possibly use at this price point, and, you know, making it as functional as possible by making it, you know, size inclusive with a strap that can completely adjust to different lengths and having multiple pockets inside so that you don't just have things just roaming around in your bag, and also just making it as big for the size as makes sense, because at the end of the day, if this was a smaller bag and the variations between my sizes were smaller, then yeah, 100% that would bring down the cost of the bag. But functionality wise, like having a 1 inch wide bag, what are you gonna put in that? Your phone? And like, I guess the easy answer is yeah, you would only fit your phone. But is it worth spending $100 on a bag that you can only really fit your phone versus $200 on a bag where you can fit your phone, your wallet, and your keys? I don't know. These are the questions that I'm going to have to ask myself over the next few weeks as I'm getting closer to launch, because I think I hear my boyfriend and I understand his frustration when I tell him the prices that I charge people, because I know how much work I'm putting into this and he sees how much work I'm putting into this. And I also know that, like I said earlier, I can't fault a customer for paying me the amount of money I told them to pay. And at the same time, I told him, after I told him a price that I charged someone, and he was like, you need to ask that person for more money. I said, I can't fault that person for paying me the amount of money that I thought they should pay me. And now that I've thought about it more and like realized that that wasn't nearly enough, I'm not going to go back on my word. That person got told a particular price. It was on me to take more time to think about that price and know and decide if I was willing to do that service or make that product for that price. In that moment, I thought that that was a completely acceptable price. I definitely knew that I was going to be charging more when I actually, you know, reopen my shop and stuff, but this person has been asking me for a bag for a while and it's a gift. So yeah, I felt comfortable charging that at that time. But if I had thought about it a little bit harder, I probably would have and should have charged more. The other thing that I think I'm having difficulties with is this is very much so not necessarily an untapped market because people are working with plastic canvas and stuff, but people don't often sell it as a clothing and or accessory item. You more so see it in home decor, or you see luxury brands using it, and you're probably not going to see a luxury brand needlepoint bag for less than $1,000. So I mean, I can charge $1,000, but it's gonna have to be a pretty big bag for a person to see $1,000 in value in this current moment, just because I don't have the name brand of Chanel or Fendi backing my item. You just have a beautiful big bag, you know, or whatever size bag, I guess, for $1,000. So yeah, the fact that this market is very much so not as typical, I don't have, unlike crochet where there's a lot of people making crochet, of course not necessarily exactly how I make it, but you know, there's at least enough for me to see a range in what people are typically charging, and that range is very different for needlepoint pieces. Like this one girl, I forgot her name, maybe I'll insert a picture here, but she makes these sort of reworked needlepoint skirts and corsets, but the needlepoint aspect of it is, I'm not saying this in a negative way, but it's very like small portion of it. Like she usually uses like antique clothing and tapestry and stuff like that in addition to the small portion of needlepoint, and that skirt is like $450, and it's like, ooh, $450 for a needlepoint silk skirt with a tapestry trim. Yeah, when you say it like that, it makes sense why she's charging that, but yeah, I don't know. Prices are very much so subjective. One amount of money to me might sound insane, but to you and where you are in life, it might sound completely feasible. And I think the older that I get, the more I realize and internalize that. But for now, anything more than, let me think. In my current senior year of college lifestyle with what I make, anything more than $50, I will have to take take at least a few seconds to think about. Anything more than $100, I guess it depends on the thing, but okay, let's say between $50 and $100, I'm gonna take a few seconds to think about. $100 to $200, I'm gonna take at least a day to think about it. And anything more than $200, we're really considering. We're looking at the savings account. We're considering when I'm gonna get paid next. So yeah, that's where I'm at in life, and it's very different to be on the other end of that and being the person who will be selling the $200+ item. And the other thing is, it's not, when you're buying a handmade item, not only are you paying for the time, the material to make said item, but you're also paying for my expertise, because I mean, anyone could needlepoint, and I'm sure with enough thought you could figure out, you know, how to make my bag at least to where it looks 70, maybe 75% similar. But the expertise that it would take to know, to find, to source those sort of things, that's what you're paying me to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Lots of things going on in my mind right now. I have a lot to think about, and you'll probably be hearing this conversation a lot leading up to launch, because my prices are still very much unset. I'm still very unsure of what to do. I know that everything isn't 100% final. Like, even once I set a price to be a certain thing, there's not to say that I won't, I don't know, maybe be like, hey, I made this bag, I'm going to sell it for the first person and they can get it for this exclusive deal. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I have to start thinking about my future, and I need to be smart about this business if I want it to last. And I guess that's the other thing. It's like, is being smart with this business, pricing things for what it's worth because somebody will probably pay it, or am I still too early and it'll turn people off too much to know the actual price that it would take to get something like this? Hey, things to think about. But yeah, at the end of the day, when everything's said and done, I do this because not only does the actual repetitive act of me weaving this needle through this plastic canvas or crocheting into a different stitch, not only do I find that repetitive act relaxing, but the joy and confidence and beauty that I feel when I wear something that I made, I don't know if there's a feeling quite like that. And I think even without my business, I will still be making myself things. But I think knowing that I have the capacity to, or the capabilities to do this and give at least some people a taste of what it feels like to wear something that I made. It might not be something that you made, but something that I made, so that's a little bit close, you know. There's like a, what's the saying? You're like 10 people away from everyone at every time. It can't be 10 people, but you know what I'm saying. You know? I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna vlog again tonight because I'm thinking about it a lot, and I honestly just want to get more of this done. So we'll see. And yeah. Good afternoon, guys. It's currently like 12:33. I've been having a slow morning and I only just started working on this. And honestly, I'm not feeling the best. Like physically I'm not feeling the best, mentally I'm not feeling the best. I have a lot of work, like schoolwork, work for my research that I need to do. I have a bunch of social media work that I need to do, and obviously I have a lot of crochet work that I need to do. And I just kind of don't want to do anything, or at least do things at my own pace, but everything has a deadline, like within the next few hours and / or days. So kind of just taking it easy this morning. I have a work thing that I have to do at 2, but after that, I don't know how productive we'll be today. I am pretty close to finishing this up, so hopefully by the end of the day, I can at least finish that. I don't know. Wish me luck. Hi guys. It's actually Monday at 3:10 p.m. I did not end up finishing the vlog yesterday because, yeah, I don't know. But I did at least want to do a yarn haul because I never showed you guys what I ended up getting. Okay, so the primary reason for this purchase was to get yarn for a custom order. It's this really pretty like emerald greenish color. Of course you guys know my website's currently down right now, but this person is getting this as a gift and they talked to me about it like 3 months ago. So 5 of these. I'll probably only need 2 or 2.5 for the actual bag. So if you guys want this color, it'll be available at launch. Also, I got 5 blacks and 5 whites. I just wanted to stock up on like my most common colors just so that I'll already have some stuff in stock to get working on. My other most common like color that's not just black and white is actually this pretty lilac color. This is the color that I'm making the medium sample out of right now. And yeah, a lot of people tend to order that color, so I wanted to make sure I had some already. And last but not least, I got some weight 3 black yarn that I'm hoping to make some black pants out of, because essentially for my collection, not only do I have the bags, but I also have crochet clothing items, and I really want to be able to make 2 samples out of everything, so that one sample I'm like don't feel as pressured time wise, and the second sample I can like get the timing right. Bless you, love. Good morning, you guys. Morning? No. Good afternoon. It's currently 1:40 on Monday, February 13th. I took about a week off from vlogging just because I really needed to make some headway on my research, which I did. I turned in a draft that definitely still needs more work, but at least I have a complete draft. And I also turned in, or I did my presentation of my research, which helped me in figuring out what more I need to add to my draft. I don't have a meeting until tomorrow to discuss my draft with my advisors, so we'll see how many edits they have for it, but I'm hoping to be able to turn it in within the next 2 weeks, which would place me at like February 26th, but I guess we'll see. That being said, while like that week was going on, I didn't really crochet too much just because I was putting all my time into finishing up my paper. But this weekend I did finish up the bottom panel for the medium, as well as start the probably back panel of the medium. I'm almost halfway done with this, so I'll be trying to figure out a good schedule to get both panels done this week. I also finished the strap finally for this bag. I decided to make the strap thicker than, I don't have an example of my older ones, but these straps used to be a little bit thinner, and I noticed that with this bag, it's so big that you want to add a lot of weight to it, obviously, because it can hold a lot. And so I just wanted to make sure that the strap was as comfortable for as much weight as I could possibly make it. And so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, I am excited to get back into the swing of things. I still am a little bit like chaotically trying to plan out how to get everything accomplished, but let me give you guys an idea of what I'm thinking. So like I said, I'm hoping to turn in my research project around February 26th. If I can do it somewhere in that week, I would be ecstatic. With that in mind, thinking about the fact that I am transitioning more to prioritizing times I can crochet in my day, I think that I can launch my website maybe like Friday, March 17th, whatever the March date is. That'll be during my spring break, and it'll actually be on the 16th. Me and my boyfriend will be heading to Chicago, which is actually ideal for me not to be here when I launch, just because I'm going to have to anticipate having to order yarn and stuff after orders come in and things like that. So if I make it so that my launch date is while I'm gone, I can at some point order the yarn, and by the time I come back, I would have been able to sort of figure out when I want to, like in what order I'm going to do stuff, and like, you know, get everything situated so I can just like start instead of waiting until I'm back from Chicago, because that doesn't really make sense. Additionally, I would launch sooner, but I have to remember that not only do I need time to finish my samples, but I also need time to figure out my website and just make sure that everything logistically is sound. And I want to give myself at least 5 days, 4 or 5 days to do that. And during my spring break, at the beginning of my spring break, will be perfect for that. So that is the current plan. I'm hoping that during the course of this weekly vlog I can maybe do a better job at showing the things that I'm working on as I'm talking about it. And so that's going to start right now with actually a small NYGC handbag. Before, like a while ago, I want to say back in October maybe, one of my friends told me that they really wanted to gift one of my other friends a bag, and they were just like, let me know when I should order and I'll order it. Obviously my orders have been closed since July, but I told them that I would make an exception for them because I want my friend to have the bag and, you know, whatever. So I will be working on this color is called Racing Green, I believe. It's kind of like an emerald green. The person's birthday is February 23rd, and I'm hoping to have the bag to the person that's gifting it by, let's see, if today's the 13th, by the 21st at the latest, just so it gives, like, you know, them some buffer time of like the 22nd. So we have a lot to get done. My goal for today is to at least complete one of the side panels, if not complete and start both side panels. That would be perfect. And then I would like to maybe get to like the true halfway point, or like 5 or 10 more rows done on this is what I'm thinking. Or I might end up switching to working on the cropped tied up cardigan a bit. I need to finish up the laces. I finally finalized how long I want them, so I just need to replicate this 3 more times and then maybe adjust the back lace up. If I can get this cardigan done this week, that would make me very happy because I do still have a mid-length version of this that I want to make. I know that I've been talking about the fact that I really want to make a that I want to make the tied up cardigans. Let me just show you. I know in a recent vlog I talked about wanting to also list the NYGC cardigans when I relaunch my website. That was in fact the plan, but because I'm having to launch later and we definitely will be heading into spring at that point, I feel like it would be silly on my end to spend the time necessary to make the samples of these when I'm honestly not super happy with the sample. It still doesn't fit around my body exactly how I would like it to, and I think that I want to thicken the yarn a bit. So these are coming sometime in the fall, and now it's freed up some more time for me to either make more corsets, make another pair of pants sample, or also make some of the custom bags, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So yeah, those are just some updates. It's currently like 1:50. I have work at 5, so we'll see how much of the order I'll be able to get done. And yeah, hope y'all are well.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm back. I have like a 4th left to do before I finish this first side, but I want to show you guys the color. This isn't a color that I would normally catch my eye, but I really like it, and I'll have a few extras of these after I finish this custom, so maybe you can get your hands on this color too. I'm about to go to work, but let's hope for a productive evening. This lighting is questionable at best, but good morning guys. It's currently 10:30. I've been up since about 8. Last night I did not end up finishing the side. I only had like 4 more rows left before I went to bed, but I lost my needle for like 30 minutes, and by the time I found it, I was so frustrated with the fact that I lost it that I just went to sleep. So I woke up, finished up those 4 rows, and here we have this. This lighting is questionable at best. So it's looking very much so black. We got a glimpse. Anyways, it looks black, but it's not pretty green. And then I got, I would say 2/3 of the second side done. And yeah, today is Tuesday, which is my busier day because I have meetings both for my research project as well as for my department, and I have my 2 classes today, but also my friend is turning in her research project, so I'm going to go congratulate her at like 11. We'll see how oh, I completely forgot to say happy Valentine's Day, guys. I don't think I'm doing anything too special today because me and my boyfriend don't have class Fridays, and that's usually the day that we do special things. But I hope you guys had a fun Valentine's Day, whether you're single or in a relationship. So yeah, today will be interesting. I usually don't come back to my room during my break from, well, today from 4 to 7, but I think that I will. One, because I'll probably make me and my boyfriend food, and 2, because I want to crochet some more, and I'm trying to make a rule to not carry crochet in my book bag during the day because it sometimes like gets messed up and stuff. So yeah, I'll be back around 4. Hopefully I have a good meeting, good research meeting, and I'll be in a good spirit when you see me next. Hello you guys, it's currently 1:19 p.m. I didn't check back in last night, but I did finish the second side panel, and I started the bottom panel a little bit. My boyfriend got me this nice little vlogging setup to help with the lighting situation, but we're still figuring that out, so bear with me. Today is a little bit busy because I had a lot of work to do for what I do on campus, and I also really wanted to get back to uploading on my YouTube channel today. However, last night I did not finish editing my video, so that's what I'm about to do right now. What was I about to say? Yeah, that's all the updates for now. The goal today is to at least finish this bottom, and I don't know what else. I haven't done a good job this week of allocating time for multiple different crochet projects. I mean, I have the time, but I usually choose to sleep or do something like that. So we'll see if I can do a better job today. I also have to wash my hair tonight, so that'll be interesting. Either way, let's hope I can get this YouTube video up by 4:30 at the latest. Hello guys, it's currently like 4:15. I was able to get my YouTube video up right at 4, which I'm really happy about. I also posted on Instagram and on TikTok, so I'm being a good social media girly. I did not make very much progress on the bottom. It is still my goal to finish this by the end of the night, but it might be a long night, so we'll see. I need to head back to work now and do like a 3-hour-ish shift, and then me and my boyfriend will be getting food, and I have a little bit of other work to do tonight, so we'll see when I pick up the camera next, but I'm holding myself to it. I'm going to wash my hair, and I'm gonna finish that bottom panel if it's the last thing I do. Good morning, you guys. It's currently 11:40, and last night, okay, so I got back from work and I ended up working way longer than I typically do, just because I wanted to get something fully finished, and I only work on Mondays and Wednesdays, and yeah, I was just like, I might as well finish it up. So I finished that up, and then me and my boyfriend got food, and after getting food, I tried to work a little bit, like work on the order a little bit, but I just needed a nap. So I told my boyfriend I was going to take a 30-minute nap. Did I wake up? No. So I ended up waking up at 6:30ish, which worked out because one, not only did I not finish the panel that I wanted to finish yesterday, but I also didn't wash my hair. So I woke up at 6:30. I initially was going to procrastinate washing my hair again, but I decided that I'd give myself like 2.5 hours just to work on the panel and wake up more. And so I did end up, where is it? Completing the panel. Oh, now you can actually kind of see what the color is looking like. I really love this color. I really love it. I think this is probably one of my favorite colors yet. But anyways, I finished that up at like 9:30, and then I washed my hair, and now we're here. Today will be very interesting because, oh, did I say that today's Thursday at 11:40 p.m.? Whatever. Anyways, today's interesting because I have class today, and because I went to sleep, I also didn't do any of my research. So in between my classes, I'm going to have to be productive and do my research or get some writing done. And then tonight, I'm glad I washed my hair now because I'm definitely not going to want to do it tonight. So now tonight, I'll just have to eat dinner and try to make sure that I am as productive as possible. This vlog has been interesting because I definitely intended to get back on track, both get back on track and create a good crochet schedule. And I think I've gotten back on track. Like I told you guys that I posted on all my social medias yesterday. The YouTube video has been uploaded. In general, I'm keeping up with what I want to accomplish for the order. Like I said that today I wanted to work on this. However, as you guys know, I have this big collection looming over my head, and tomorrow it'll be a month away from when I'm saying I want to launch it. And I'm not saying I can't launch, but I am saying that I do need to maybe sit down tonight, and it might not happen in this vlog that I actually start working through the schedule, but maybe I'll sit down tonight and show you guys the things that are in progress. Yeah, and we can figure out how I'm gonna get everything I want done. So, hope you guys have a good day. I probably won't see you until much later, but yeah. I think that this is the best that I've ever looked. Hi guys, it's currently like 11:22 p.m. I've been back from class for like, I got back from class around 8:30, and then I did some social media posting, and then I've been crocheting for the past 2.5-ish hours. I call this crocheting. We know this is needle pointing. Whatever. I'm a little bit less than halfway done with one of the big panels, which honestly is pretty good. And yeah, today was actually extremely productive. Like waking up at 6:30 a.m. and getting a little bit of crochet time, also being able to wash my hair, getting some work done in between my two classes. I ended up working on my research paper a little bit and knocking out a few pages of editing, and then I went to class and I had a presentation in that class and it went well. So overall, a good day. I am like thinking to myself that I need to turn up the burners a little bit, just because tomorrow marks 1 month away from launch, and I've got a good amount to do. I think once I'm finished with this order, I'll have it'll be easier for me to like set specific benchmarks of accomplishment, because currently, while I will and do periodically work on other things while working on this order, at the end of the day I'm trying to get this order out because this person's birthday is on Thursday, and I want to have it done by Tuesday afternoon. So yeah, plus working on my research project at the same time is definitely a hurdle, but I've made some headway and I don't have that much more to do. Like, I might have 10 pages total more with the editing that I'm making. So as long as I make some good progress this weekend, hopefully we're getting into the second to last week that I'll be talking about my research, at least until I have to do an oral defense for it in April. But yeah, I don't know if this is the end of the vlog. Probably, maybe not. I did want to go over the items that are in progress, but I honestly might start. I feel like I should maybe hold off on that until not the next vlog, but not the upcoming weekend vlog, but the upcoming week vlog, just because I'll have a better idea of like this should be mostly done and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the end. I don't really see anything insanely crazy happening between now and before I go to sleep. So I hope you guys enjoyed another chatty vlog from me. I hope that it gave you the productive vibes that you needed, and let me know down below, what are some projects that y'all are currently working on. I know that some of you guys also do like plastic canvas needlepoint, some of you guys crochet, knit, whatever. Even if you're a painter, I want to know, what are some of the projects that you're working on, or was a project that you're currently majorly procrastinating on? Let me know. Also, the neck pillow. You saw it this whole time. The neck pillow is essential. I crocheted, needlepointed for 2 hours without this neck pillow, and the way I can feel the crook in my neck. Use the neck pillow. Thank me later. Good night, you guys. And I completely forgot I was ending the vlog. Good night, you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more of me, follow me on Instagram at NYGC by Taylor, which I never even talked about, but after posting my post on yesterday, the post actually ended up doing really well. I just posted the article that I was featured in. Maybe I'll put it here. Back, I don't know how long now, but when I was pet sitting, I told you guys that I finally finished working on the article after the person initially reached out to me back in August, and the person actually sent me the article and said it was live, I want to say like 2 weeks into January, and I just now got around to like looking at it and posting about it. So I'm glad that did well. I actually have another article that I need to write, but I told them that I'm not going to be writing anything until after I finish my research paper. So anyways, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, both NYGC by Taylor, and yeah, bye guys.